Hello, and welcome back to another Dokkan battle video. So, you are looking at your screen correct. Last night, this is all the characters that we got revealed for Dragon Ball Heroes, consisting of Super Saiyan 3 Rose, Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 Vegito, the Dokkan Awakenings for Black Janemba, as well as Golden Metal Cooler, and then a new Toa card. It is just straight up Toa, so don't get your hopes up. It's not like any different kind of Toa. It's just regular Toa, so she'll have the same name as, I believe, this one right here. I think this one's just straight up Toa. Oh, this is Darkness Toa. I think the tech one is just a regular Toa, the ones in the banner. But yeah, so in terms of Dragon Ball Heroes characters, this is who we're getting so far. This is not going to be everything. There's no way this is everything. I'll let you know already. Vegito, Super Saiyan 3 Rose, and Toa, those are all TURs. Typically, we also have a couple SSRs as well. So they are still keeping a couple of stuff hitting here, like as Dokkan Assets says. Last year, we knew the Limit Breakers were coming along with Hearts because they were on the promo art on the website. Only Hearts was shown on last year's stream. This year, that is not the case. They are really keeping it hidden, which means, if you didn't know, these were all the cards that were shown in the live stream, right? Last year, it was just Hearts. Hearts had an active skill, so they wanted to show off that, hey, you guys are getting Hearts. He's going to have a voice active skill. The voice actor is Dio, so everyone was super excited about that. But this is the only promo art that we got. And as you know, we also had a couple more characters that came along with this. The Awakenings for these two. The Robel, and then the dark, brainwashed Supreme Kai of Time, right? So we had a couple other characters. I am going to assume that there's going to be another two SSRs that are going to drop alongside with this that are going to awaken next year and be good next year. I am super excited for Heroes this year, mainly because if you're looking at this, 1, 2, 3, 4 villains. Now, if we take a look at what Black Janemba and the Golden Metal Cooler do already, they have really high potential of being super, super good. Like, for instance, Black Janemba here, he has a 50% chance to guard for 5 turns. He does guard when there's 2 or more enemies. It's not really relevant, but it's there. He is kind of locked to crossover because he gets a lot of additional stats from crossover. But he does also get a bunch of defense when receiving an attack. He can get crits. He has a bunch of this stuff. And he has defense for 3 turns, right? On his super attack effect. If they give him guaranteed guard, or at least make this a 70% chance to guard, at least to Super Boo, I believe, has that. He'll be really strong because his link set is going to be Brutal Beatdown, Metamorphosis, Big Bad Bosses, Shocking Speed, Nightmare, Fear and Faith. He has a really good link set for a lot of these villain characters. And the only thing that's going to really limit him is that he does get this 30% attack and defense for crossover. I'm going to assume this is going to get buffed a bit when he awakens. I think his passive could get buffed maybe to either 50 or 60% on super attack for 3 turns. Again, buff his guard chance, give him, I don't know, maybe some dodge or something in here as well. This guy is going to be really, really solid. Plus, he's going to have higher stats as well. He's already kind of good, and he's just an SSR. With the higher stat pool, plus the fact that his entirety of this passive is going to get better, I can only assume that Black Janemba is going to be really, really strong. And then Golden Metal Cooler, he's also in the running for being very, very good. Again, he's getting 30% attack and defense for 1 turn instead of multiple turns like Black Janemba is. But he's getting a bunch of super attacks. He can do multiple super attacks in 1 turn. He has damage reduction. Granted, he does get additional damage reduction when on crossover. But if the rest of these crossover characters are really, really strong, Golden Metal Cooler is going to be strong. Remember, Hearts is still usable. I do think... what is it? Who's the other one? Silas. Silas is also pretty solid still. Same with Fu. I think Fu is a lot better than people give him credit for. He has dodge in his kit a lot. So I do think he's probably solid. Next year, we're going to get this Mexicabura Easy, and that's going to be really, really good. So the Heroes characters, they do have stuff in their passives right now that'll make them stronger in the future, and I'm very, very excited for that. One big thing as well that you need to keep in mind, a lot of these characters are going to be easy-ing. For instance, I'm going to bring up every single character that's going to potentially easy-a real quick. I think the easiest way to show this is with the timeline. The complete Japanese timeline. Let's look at this. I believe it was year 6 November that we're looking at. No, year 5 November. All right, so for Heroes, these are all the characters that are going to easy, except for this guy, because he already easied. villain, 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 villain. Right? A lot of villain buffs. Dabura, his links are kind of bad, but you know, he has what does he have? Oh, he has dodge in his kit when facing 2 enemies, but like still, he could potentially be good. He's kind of more of a super battle road character, but you know, we'll never know. These two, where are they? These guys. These guys work really, really well together. When they're linked next to each other, they're very tanky. This guy has guaranteed guard when there's another Dragon Ball Heroes category character. You're obviously going to be running them with Dragon Ball Heroes characters. So more stats with guard, potentially even damage reduction and defense on super attack. He'll be really strong. Then you have Black Mass Sand, who is, you know, he has crit and all this other stuff. I think this guy is probably going to be a little bit worse than Dark Mass King. Dark Mass King is probably going to be very, very strong. Black Mass Sand, I can see being solid, especially if they give him stacking and give him multiple super attacks with his crit. I think that could be very, very good. Demigrelian, I don't have hope for. Broly has potential. The only problem with Broly is he wants grade 8 power allies, and with how they divided up Super and Extreme class last year, if they do that again with Vegito and Super Saiyan 3 Rose, we're not going to be able to run Broly with a grade A power ally because he's the only Super Saiyan 4 Broly. Like, he's the only grade A power villain that's on Heroes. So unless they actually, well, that's not technically true because there's Cumber, but like Cumber's old now and he's not going to be really used. But unless we get Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 Broly like next year, this guy's going to be kind of on an island if we're still separating villains from super class for Heroes. I think if they merge them together again, it'd be fine, but all of last year's characters, they are super versus extreme class, so I'm assuming that they're going to do the same thing here. But Broly, again, he was basically just, I do a bunch of damage character, right? Give him defense on his super attack, maybe 50% defense on his super attack, allow him to keep doing these multiple super attacks in a turn, give him maybe something to defend himself before he attacks. Like, you could give him the B-Pan, or not the B-Pan, the Pan thing, where he has damage reduction before he attacks, and then he does a bunch of supers, and he gets one defense, right? I'd be perfectly fine with that. Right. Then we got Toa, like Demon Goddess Toa. This Toa is going to be crazy because she's already giving a bunch of support. Like, she was one of these characters that I used for frequently, right? It's just massive amounts of support. Basically, 40% support 3 key for all allies is just too good. And then she was giving extreme class allies 50% attack and defense and 50% HP recovery when your HP fell below 50%. She is going to be very, very strong for the Heroes team, specifically because of how often you're going to be below 50% HP, right? The Heroes team does not have a lot of health, especially because we've already confirmed that we're not getting an LR right now, unless they are hiding it and they're going to give us like the TV static Gogeta as an LR, which I would be super excited about. That's like technically Blue Evo Gogeta, but you know, we'll see what happens. But Toa is going to be really, really strong, especially if they give her any kind of defensive mechanic at all. Give her like 50% chance to dodge on top of being this crazy support. She's insane. So I'm very excited for her. Then we have this Super Miro, who is an android character, so this could potentially be a buff for like Super 17 and all those androids, because he does have like Android Assault, Tough as Nails, so you know, he has those common little android links. I believe, yeah, he's a 50% defensive stacking character, so again, to give him like guard and some additionals in his passive, he's easily good, right? You also got to make sure that his actual attack and defense at the start of turn is good, unless he ends up being like Goku Black, which I would be very sad about. And then we have this Demigra here. He's a little bit of a support. He gets crossover character. He gets attack for crossover characters, so he's probably doomed, dead in the water. But he does give extreme class support, so hopefully he'll still be useful on other extreme class teams besides just what we have already. And then, of course, you got the big boy here. The first Heroes Dokkan Fest character that we have, Super Saiyan 4 Vegito. He is going to be so good. He was so useful for like at least a year and a half. Like he came out in 2020, right? And that was before we had 200% leads. Then 200% leads came out in 2022, and he was still able to be used on there because he has the 50% chance to nullify super attacks. Now remember, those got buffed, so even in infants that like can cancel dodge, this guy's still going to be useful. Now this guy with better stats, a better super attack effect, which already is giving him defense at the start of turn, more start of turn stats. He's already supporting crossover and grade 8 power. We already know one grade 8 power buff that's coming that he's going to probably share a lot of links with, right? We got a lot going for him. Where did it go? Oh yeah, right. So I am 100% expecting this guy to be crazy. I am so excited for Heroes this year. Not only is he already set up with 3 Heroes linking partners, potentially 4 if Broly's able to be used alongside him. This is going to be good. It's going to be very good. And then you got to remember, Gohan is still good. Super Saiyan 4 Gohan. He's going to get a massive buff from this because there's better Super Saiyan 4 characters. The limit breakers from last year are going to get better. Again, we have so much potential for this celebration to be good. It is all riding on the back of these characters. Mainly the headliners, because those are obviously going to be the ones you're going to be using as leaders. They're 200% leads probably, being Super Saiyan 3 Rose and Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 Vegito. I am so excited for this. If they fumble this, we're doomed, right? As long as they make both Super Saiyan 4, Limit Breaker Vegito, and Rose just crazy strong, I think they need to be on par with like Junior and like World Tournament Goku, right? If they're not on their level, Heroes is kind of dead in the water because these are the characters that are going to carry your team. So I am very excited for this. Now we already have the confirmed names for all this. This is Super Saiyan 3 Rose, and he goes into transforms and he rips his shirt off, right? This is just Toa, this is Black Janemba, this is Golden Middle Cooler, and this is just Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 Vegito. Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 Vegito does have a voiced active skill, so that's going to be coming as well. I'm super goddamn excited. I see no way this goes badly unless they just kill the kits. Like if they make these kits like terrible, like locked to Heroes, like if they're locked to Heroes, they better at least be crazy, right? That's just my one condition. If you're gonna lock them to a single team, make them ridiculous on that team, make the team insane. Like because if a Vegito is like a hero support of like 60%, great. Like give me 2 turns support, 60% support on the turn, so he's given like 90% multiplicative support, right? Make him stupid if he's locked to Heroes. Anyway, let me know how you guys feel about all these characters that are coming with the Hero Celebration at the end of November in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.